Welcome back to Civilization 7, which is celebrating its 6-month anniversary this month, having released roughly half a year ago. Let's quickly break down the now regular monthly patch update, of course the new August update, and reflect more importantly on what has actually happened to Civilization 7 since its turbulent takeoff back in February. There are 3 major changes for the August patch update. The first one is a continuation of change, in fact, to age transitions. You'll now be able to carry through more maximum gold and influence. The caps for those have been increased. Alliances will also now carry through the age transition, a couple of small improvements building on the last few months' worth of changes. Secondly, we have a wonderful and massive rebalancing coming to, you guessed it, built wonders. 27 of them in total are being rebalanced. A lot of the time, buffed. The changes really affect a whole load of things, from the cost of individual wonders, to how they're unlocked, to where they're placed within the technology tree, and of course the actual yield benefits, from science through combat bonuses, you name it. Generally speaking, across the board, it seems as though wonders have had quite a facelift, and will tend to be a little bit stronger. Finally, the third category here, quality of life changes. Do you want to move around the map not using the janky WASD keys? Well, now you can, with edge panning, that's right. RIP if you have multiple monitors, but otherwise maybe a good thing. Secondly here, also better controller movement. Now you should be able to finesse the movement a little bit better, maybe capture some shots or whatever you're doing as you slowly pan across the map. Of course, this information has come from the developer update, released a day before the patch update this time around. If you'd like to check out Carl the Barbarian with some wonderful side cam shots, and generally get a look at what they're thinking, you can check that out, it'll be linked below. A couple of things that Carl noted throughout the video that weren't included with those major updates, but I feel a need to stress here as we move through to look at Civilization 7 6 months later, are firstly, Carl acknowledged that this was a smaller update, with really larger things coming out of Firaxis later on. Specifically, he mentioned map generation. More big picture things to come. This month's update, a little smaller, for sure. But you know what? This month is special. Special because it's the 6-month anniversary of the game. If you can believe it, came out, as I said in the introduction, half a year ago. The studio doesn't appear to be celebrating that milestone, either because a 6-month anniversary, let's be real, is just not that noteworthy. I mean, you haven't even made it to a year yet. What are you doing celebrating that early relationship milestone? And secondly, I would argue there's maybe not a massive celebratory mood around Civilization 7 just right now. So, that's all for August. Smaller update that we've seen in recent months, something that was acknowledged by Firaxis. Let's step back a little. With half a year of post-launch support and firefighting behind us, how does this month's update, and really all of the rest, actually change Civ 7? What would be the difference between picking it up now and picking it up 6 months ago at launch? Outside of the obvious benefits of hindsight, I think actually there have been quite a few significant changes. Have they fixed the game? No. If you don't like it, your review may not have changed, but hear me out. I think we've seen a lot of kind of expected stuff. Bug fixes, UI adjustments and improvements, AI probably as well, though I personally haven't really noticed too much on that front. All of that kind of thing happens consistently month on month these days. The more substantive, impactful changes are actually far easier to specify, because they didn't happen on the side, they didn't happen slowly, gradually over time, and they've had more of an impact on the kind of package that Civilization 7 is. Many of them, I would argue, bring Civilization 7 much closer to a more traditional Civ experience, the likes of Civ 5, and of course more importantly these days, Civ 6. Coincidentally, the big ones actually do tend to align with some of the smaller changes in this month's 6-month anniversary August patch update, coming out of course on Tuesday the 20th. Firaxis talk more about things to come soon, with improved map generation in a future update, as well as more changes to things like age transitions. But in the 6 months to date, we've largely seen, I reckon, the following changes. Large maps, speaking of large, have arrived alongside huge maps to Civilization 7. as well as new standard and balance starting positions, and quick movement, with scouts and most boats also being able to auto-explore to get around the now larger maps a little easier. Some new natural wonders have been added, a new unique commander, though quite specific, and all of the extra paid DLC civs round out, in my view, most of the more content-focused changes over the last 6 months. There are a couple more, of course. Things like the new and reworked town specializations are maybe the best additional example, or turn to community-produced content, right? We now, finally, thankfully, have Steam Workshop support added in to Civilization 6. A big win, actually, in my books, though I'm yet to really uncover all of the good stuff that's buried there. And then, of course, there are the new game options. Settings that were broadly well received. Most notably, the ability to have all civilizations unlocked, bypassing the in-game unlock conditions for civs in later ages. And everything to do with opening up the age transitions. Still a process that it seems itself is in transition. These days, any legacy path can be disabled. That will also disable the subsequent victory condition. Score victory also can be disabled. Ages have a fixed number of guaranteed turns before the age transition occurs, and things like army positioning, now as of August, alliances, and the base yield of buildings are maintained as you move through the ages. Some of really a long list of examples, but some of the things that, in my view, and I'm sure in many of yours as well, somewhat broke the immersion of a game of Civ, and made the age transitions feel just a little bit too janky and disruptive to the overall flow of a game. Stepping back, when we look at, say, the player counts, of course just Steam, and this game actually launched on consoles as well, but you can see that they've fallen off and kind of leveled off around 5,000 to 10,000 each day, peaking at the kind of times you would expect. This reflects a broader view of the community where reviews for Civilization 7 have largely really remained unchanged, actually, despite all of those changes that I've just discussed with you. And I think that really drives home the point that, as far as I can see it, Civilization 7 has not yet done enough. And so to answer the frequently asked questions like, is Civilization 7 good now? Is it good yet? Is Civ 7 worth it? All of those things. The answer is, if you didn't like it 6 months ago, you probably won't like it yet now. Delving deeper, is it a better game? Yeah, absolutely. All of the changes that I just discussed with you, in my view, are very good. They're very positive. I'd like to see it move towards a position where it can cater to a quote-unquote Civ classic experience. But, as we've also talked about before, I really don't mind a 4X game with ages. And actually, in my view, even if you include the UI criticisms of Civ 7, I think it's the best looking Civ game so far. Maybe if you swapped in the leaders from Civ 5, it would look just a little bit better. But also, maybe that's just me. A subjective piece I could probably leave out. Regardless, my ultimate view on Civilization 7 right now is it's a game that is good for me, and I enjoy playing, but it's clearly not one that has won over the majority, at least the overwhelming majority of the Civ community. It's also one that needs a lot more time. Good Civ games do tend to take a couple of years in the oven, and Civilization 7 is no different. Thank you very much for watching this month's August new patch update video for Civ 7, as well as that look back over the last 6 months. If you have some thoughts to share, which many of you may, do share them down below. I'll be lurking down there when I'm not playing Endless Legend 2. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.